some of it you talk to, like, you're in the know, because I feel like everybody, the Montreal, or the curtain call was only a big deal to the insiders, and then, because that was, the internet was just sort of coming around. It wasn't on TV. None of that stuff was televised. That spread, on the internet, and to, again, respectfully, you hardcore guys more so than anyone else. So I don't really think that had as much influence, obviously, as opposed to doing something on a pay-per-view. Right. Right. Well, yeah, no, certainly. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It had an effect and reverberations and all that kind of stuff. But I'm saying, because you have to understand, as much as, again, in certain minds, again, the internet and what goes on there drives you guys, we have to look at it as, we've got to address to the casual fan, the people, what's going on Monday Night Raw, what's going on the pay-per-view. You have to cater to them first, and I don't mean that to be mean, but I guess I'll let you know. We've got you guys. If you're going to the internet and you're like, he oversold it, well, I'm just saying, and you're doing all that, and I don't mean it well, and again, don't get me wrong, and I don't mind it or any of that, but I'm saying it's, you guys are coming along regardless. But so that influenced you guys, and it helps stuff like that. But from an overall standpoint, you got to go with the Montreal thing, because that's the first time, certainly, that I remember, like the next night after that Raw, people mentioning that there was a spike in the rating. We still weren't winning then, you know what I mean? But there was a noticeable spike on our side, and I think that sort of turned the tide a little bit. At the same time, while both those things were happening and going on, behind the scenes, there are a lot of us, and Steve being one of those guys, but a number of people, we're getting our clock cleaned by WCW, going to Vince, going to the powers to be like, we need to up our game. We got to change things. We got at the verbiage at the time, we just pull the veil back. We got to start, one of the, and it's a silly story, but it is a reference I made, in a conversation with Vince once, and I said, we go out one week and one of the girls has like regular breasts, and then the next week she comes out and she's, and I'm just saying, but it's one of those things, but no one talks about it. You know what I mean? And I was just using that as an example. If there are some things we've got to start to, you got to start calling, the kettle black at some point. And so, and a number of people, as I said, mentioned Steve and other guys are going, we need to edge up the show a little bit. So, again, all of those things sort of happened at once, and I guess, big, long answer. I think, in my mind, the Montreal Screwjob is going to be far more influential, I think, to the overall impact on the wrestling business as a whole. One was